video games, right? And then they go to a show movie review, and then Rachel Maddow. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I think now it actually makes more sense what they're doing. So that's what I think. I'm all for it, and I think it's smart, and I think it's going to help them a lot. So we'll see.
And you know, Jimmy, do you have to be in lockstep with TYT? Is that something that you really need to do and agree all the time?
So here's the thing. People keep tweeting at me, hey, Anna disagreed with what you said. Anna disagreed with your assessment of this or that. And I'm like, yeah, guess what? I have a different assessment as her and Jank and everybody. Like, the whole reason, well, they'll take a clip from my aggressive progressives, and then they'll show me how the main show disagree with it. Look, they're saying this about you, or they're throwing shade at you.
Stabby666 says on YouTube Super Chat, are TYT ever going to address Jimmy Dore still defending Russia and blaming Clinton and Obama for everything after 2 years? Look, we have difference of opinion. It's okay.
Massive differences in opinion.
That's okay.
Let me just be clear about that.
That's okay.
The whole fucking reason that I do the aggressive progressives was because I didn't agree with the main show anymore. We do aggressive progressives wasn't a show until after Bernie dropped out of the primary race, and I just felt like that was the point of view not being given, my point of view, which I considered the far progressive point of view, the one that wouldn't vote for either party. That was a point of view not being given anymore. And I'm like, and my theory was, you're an alternative news company, alternative news show. When you have 4 Hillary voters on your panel, I don't think you're alternative anymore, right? Where's the alternative idea? So you should at least feature the alternative idea, and that's where the aggressive progressives came in. Originally I pitched it to Jake as a show that would follow the main show, and then we would have, so they would do 2 hours of the main show, and then we would have aggressive progressives, and we would come on and do our version of the stories of the day. And that's not how it worked out. We ended up going behind a paywall and whatever. At least a half hour of our show on the main channel every week. So it gets out there for people to see. So the whole thing about, hey, they're just, that's why I do aggressive progressive, because I think differently than most of the people, than the main show at the Young Turks. I think differently than Ben Mankiewicz and Cenk Uygur and Johnny Irola and Anna Kasparian. But Malcolm Fleshner and Steve-O and I all thought the same, right? And so we said, let's do a show called Aggressive Progressive. Let's do a show, and then Cenk's idea was to call it Aggressive Progressives. Mine was to call it the Jimmy Dore show again. And
but are you telling me that Cenk Uygur greenlit your show
so guess
on
what?
his network?
And so I said, hey, I have this show. I want it to be the counter to your show. And he said, sure. He greenlit it. He said, okay. I already know we all disagree on this shit. That's why I have my own show there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah.
The aggressive progressive is supposed to be different than the main show. If they just said the same shit, there'd be no point to that show.
And by the way, it's okay to be with, you know, like I look at the TYT like it as an extended family, and it's okay when I have an extended family that I'm not in lockstep with them all the time.
Right. You know what though? We are in lockstep about outcomes. Like, we have the same goals.
That's a great point.
We have the same goal. We have the same progressive goals. We all want to see less war, infrastructure spending, Medicare for all, free college, strong unions. I don't know about that. But infrastructure spending, Medicare for all, free college, strong unions. I don't know about that. But everything else. So we have the same goals. That's what I think.
Hardlands Media. I love